They're the Bolta Sea Force.
Hello, I'm Elysium, and welcome back to Elysium Critics. Today, we're going to be diving in on Nordics, the new RPG launched by Falcom in the West on October 25th of 2024, but it was actually already released in the East as early as March 2024. Once again, we're going to follow the journey of Adol Christin, a born adventurer and the protagonist of every game in the East series. But differently than other Falcon games like The Legend of Heroes, you don't actually have to play older games to get the context of the plot, since little to no references at all can be found from other games in each of its titles in the franchise. On this sense, East could be comparable to Final Fantasy, since their plot points rarely overlap, but they just, on this case, share the same protagonist. This time, we're going to arrive at a port city called Karnak, after our ship is attacked by a barbarian group known as the Normans. Early in the story, we come across a mysterious voice coming from a magical shell that grants us an ability called Mana, and binds us magically with cufflinks to Karja, the princess of the Norman barbarians. Soon after, a new enemy called Grieger attacks the port city, destroying everything and setting the stage for a war against Grieger versus the Normans. And Adol just goes along with it since he's literally bound to Karja. The storyline is interesting, and despite a few plot holes, it's pretty satisfying to play through. Of course, there is that classic moment where the problems of the world are blamed on human malice. It's understandable, given that the E-series, like other JRPG franchises, often tackles these themes, and I honestly, as a person, usually concur with the idea of humans being responsible for their own disgrace. But I really wanted something novel, I really wanted something good, so it was kind of a letdown for me, but nothing too major. While Nordics lacks some really good plot twists, as you play and read through the dialogue and the missions, you can actually anticipate some of the twists and turns of the plot, so they won't deliver that huge shock or wow moment that we so like and love in these kind of JRPGs. Nothing like, at least, the surprise I felt with Lacrimosa of Dana. That game was completely off the charts for me. East delivers well-drawn characters, each with relatable relationship issues, family conflicts, and other personal struggles. Even the side quests are packed with details, showing a level of care and commitment that went into creating this world. But, being completely transparent, we have only two playable characters, so if they didn't develop the secondary characters, who would they develop? It was kind of obvious they would focus on these characters to develop and deepen the connections with the plot, but it was really nice to see such live characters even outside of our party members. The visual in East are, as usual, very beautiful, with anime-style aesthetics as a primary design choice. I believe they didn't want to deviate from the original design and what they were used to, but I honestly think that the dungeons and maybe the land could have a little bit more polish, since we have all that Unreal Engine technology available now. But it was kind of vintage for some parts, so it was actually a little nostalgic. The characters are well drawn, and the soundtrack is well placed. Nothing in particular stands out as epic or especially memorable, just the right song at the right moment creating the right atmosphere, so it was pretty satisfying overall. Gameplay mechanics also have been slightly revamped. Combat in East has always been about using the best skill and character based on an enemy's weakness, divided usually into strike, slash, or pierce types. This didn't change so much. We don't have those types anymore, but since we have only two playable characters, we have a little bit difference in what is an enemy's weakness. What you're really alternating in this game is skills. Some abilities deal high break damage, which means we're going to use on enemies that have armor, while others handle HP directly on their damage. Breaking a shield is easier with high break skills, though they don't do much damage once the shield is down. In this sense, Karja was designed to be the break character, while Adol is the DPS for HP character. They also have two forms while they fight, in the normal mode, where you use Karja and Adol and their skills, and the dual mode, where you use both at the same time, stringing combos and attacks together, and having access to combination techniques that usually causes more damage at the expense of expending both of your characters' SP while doing so. There is also the mana system, where you go unlocking each node to slots a few mana spheres, each with its own color and characteristic, and every 10 levels you create a milestone where you unlock another skill for the dual mode. And we have many abilities and color nodes to choose from, creating even a more versatile build to tackle everything you need. If a boss shield is too strong, grab some red nodes, grab some break damage, and go for it. Are you dying too much? Grab some defense or vitality blue nodes and unlock a few abilities, like to absorb HP as you attack. In the end, you can have quite a few things to do in the build department. Another notable aspect is how much importance they played on accessories in this game. Some accessories can literally increase your damage by 15%, and as you unlock everything with blast paper scraps, you actually get 4 accessory slots. It really allows for some variation in your builds. Other than that, Nordics also introduces a new gameplay element for the genre, the boat system. And I have to say, my god, the relationship with this boat mechanics has been kind of love-hate. It was really annoying to control, especially at first when it's slow and clunky. While this improves slightly as you upgrade the boat, even with all upgrades, I occasionally struggle with maneuvering around the naval battles. Like I'm trying to aim at someone or some enemy, and as I dash around trying to maneuver around their attacks, the aim actually goes off and I start attacking the water. It was kind of annoying. Though, to be fair, that might be just a skill issue. There might be a little bit challenge on Is, especially if you start the game on Nightmare mode, but since I played first on normal mode and then chose Nightmare for a New Game Plus, it wasn't that difficult. When you start a New Game Plus, you actually inherit some of the things from the previous playthrough, like your accessories, your mana development, and your level. So the game itself was fairly easy and linear, with a few choices or diverging paths, which takes away a lot of its replay value. I would really like for these games to have a few more interesting things and to value our money by giving us more things to do on a second playthrough at least, like a special secret boss. Even the secret boss is accessible on the first playthrough in the game. So there was no kind of incentive for me to keep playing. I just played those 2 times. I played on Nightmare just so I could say about the complexity of the game here on the video, but there was nothing new, nothing fun to do on the second playthrough. Maybe Ys Lacrimosa of Dana set the bar very high for me. So after playing that, no other game really felt quite as impactful or flawless. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lacrimosa of Dana had its flaws, but they had that wow moment that it was really interesting for the plot. Neither Monstrum Nox nor Nordics gave me that moment on a plot twist. But Nordics was still a very enjoyable experience, so I'd recommend giving Ys Nordics a try. Overall, I'd give Ys Nordics a 7.5 out of 10. But what does that mean to you? You're watching Elysium Critics, and why the hell should you care if I give a 7.5 on a game? Well, to be honest, 7.5 is my way of telling you that it is a good game, you should play it, but maybe it's not so interesting to pay the full price for it. If you have the money to spare and nothing else to play, then go for it. But my 2 cents about it is that you could wait a holiday promotion to attack this title. So, what do you like more about the game? Or, what did you like more about Lacrimosa of Dana? Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks a lot for sticking around, and I hope to see you on my next video.